Question 1. Consider this vital question. Who are you spending your time with? The great philosopher Seneca encouraged us to associate with those who can help us grow. Similarly, the wise words of Jim Rohn resonate here. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So we must ask ourselves, are the people we invest time in guiding us towards our aspirations and goals, or are they pulling us away from our true potential? This self-reflection might lead to tough decisions about lessening time spent with certain individuals. Who are you engaging with after work? Who are the authors influencing your thoughts? Which topics dominates your conversations? The company we keep can elevate us, degrade us, or keep us static, which is detrimental too. In the words of Lou Holtz, in this world you're either growing or you're dying, so get in motion and grow. Question 2. Is this within my control? The Stoic philosopher Epictetus believed that the main responsibility of an individual, a philosopher, or anyone striving for a fulfilling life is to distinguish between what is within their control and what isn't. We tend to expend a significant portion of our time and energy on matters that are beyond our control. Let's say it starts to rain. There's no need for me to form an opinion on it because I can't control the weather. But what I can control is my response to it. What's within our control are our actions, thoughts, judgments, and reactions. So a Stoic learns to ignore what's out of their control and instead concentrates on what is within their control. We must always question ourselves with regard to every experience, emotion, and endeavor. Is this under my control? Or am I squandering valuable energy? Am I battering myself against an unmovable obstacle? Question 3. What does my ideal day look like? Seneca once said that a life is composed of days. How we spend our lives is how we spend our days. If you're unable to define what constitutes a perfect day for you, you might find yourself aimlessly striving for more money, more fame, more power, more influence. As the famed writer Henry David Thoreau said, what you get by achieving your goals is not as important as what you become by achieving your goals. So it's crucial to consistently assess whether your actions are leading you closer to or further away from the life you aspire to lead. Let me share a personal perspective. I've precisely envisioned what my ideal day would be. An early start full of energy, gratitude journal, read, meditation, quality moments spent with my family, time to reflect, no pointless obligations, and time spent outdoors to stay connected with nature and present. Every opportunity, every choice I make in my day is evaluated based on this simple question. Is this taking me closer or farther away from the life I desire and the person I strive to become? Question 4. What might you be overlooking when you allow worry or fear to take the front seat? One of my favorite books is The Gift of Fear by Gavin de Becker. He invites us to question, what am I choosing to ignore when I worry? Our cognitive resources, time, and emotional energy are all limited. How you choose to allocate these can significantly impact your life. Often by letting anxiety, worry, personal affronts, or fear dominate our thoughts, we risk losing sight of what truly matters. Thus, it's not just that these emotions are unpleasant, but they can actively sabotage our progress and growth. Unsettling events are bound to occur in life, stirring up various emotions, but we have to understand that acting on these feelings often exacerbates the situation. Importantly, these emotions can rob us of our present moments, causing us to miss opportunities for growth and for gaining different perspectives. Remember, as Thich Nhat Hanh wisely put it, the present moment is filled with joy and happiness. If you are attentive, you will see it. It's a call to use our emotional resources wisely and stay grounded in the present. Question 5. Are you accomplishing your responsibilities? Reflect on an essential question echoed by the legendary basketball coach John Wooden. Did I make the most of what I had today? The underlying principle is simple yet profound. Each one of us has a role, whether it's big or small, and we must rise to fulfill it every day. In life, as well as in any organization, the key isn't just understanding your role, but also effectively executing it. It's a query that demands introspection. Are you actively playing your part? Are you meeting your responsibilities? Strangely enough, we often spend more time scrutinizing others' performances rather than focusing on our own tasks, because it's easier to critique than to act. That's why this question holds such power. Are you doing your job? If the answer is no, delve into why that is. If yes, then continue the commendable work. Remember, as John Wooden so eloquently put it, don't let what you cannot do interfere with what you can do. Question 6. What truly matters to you? What do you deeply care about? If you can't identify what's most important, how can you put it first? This is the crucial question that should guide our lives. What really matters most to you? Let's say you have an opportunity to make 10 times more money, but it could harm your relationships with your loved ones. Would you take it? Knowing your priorities can help you make this decision. Sure, work is important, but it shouldn't be the most important thing. Ancient philosopher Marcus Aurelius often spoke about sticking to your path and not getting distracted by others. If you know what's important and where you're headed, it's easier to ignore distractions and focus on what truly matters. Question 7. Who is this for? As a creator, it's important to know who you're making your work for. This is not just about demographics, but about understanding the needs and desires of your audience. I've talked to so many entrepreneurs, business people, and creatives who just hope their work will find an audience. They say things like, "This is a book for smart people," or "This video is for people who want to change their lives." But these are just hunches. If you want your work to be successful, you need to know who you're making it for. You need to understand their pain points, their goals, and their values. You need to know what they're looking for in a product or service. This is why empathy is so important. When you understand your audience, you can create work that resonates with them on a deeper level. You can create work that helps them solve their problems, achieve their goals, and live a better life. So, who is your work for? Who are they? Where are they? What do they want? Screw your hunches. Don't just guess who your audience is. Do your research, talk to people, get feedback. The more you know about your audience, the better equipped you'll be to create work that they love. So what are you waiting for? Start asking yourself these questions today, and start creating work that matters. Question 8. Is it truly of significance? We often find ourselves wrapped up in countless issues, clinging to problems and obsessing over trivial matters. But do they genuinely hold importance? Not just to us, but to anyone at all? More often than not, they don't. The wisdom of Marcus Aurelius rings true here. He encouraged us to ask ourselves, is this of essence? As most of what we say and do lacks core significance. By filtering out what isn't essential, we clear our path for better focus and higher efficiency in handling the tasks that are indeed important. Here we can recall the impactful words of the renowned novelist Leo Tolstoy, who after a profound personal crisis found himself questioning the meaning and purpose of life. He concluded that the trivial problems of daily life fade into insignificance against the larger canvas of life and eternity. Does it matter in the grand scheme of things? Often our trivial anxieties seem ridiculous when viewed against the backdrop of life's bigger challenges. The realization that people, our loved ones, and our efforts to do our best are of real importance dawns upon us, and yet we frequently find ourselves squandering our time and energy on matters of less significance. Question 9. Are you making this moment count or letting it slip away? This question is pivotal in our lives. Imagine having a stretch of time ahead of you. How would you spend it? Would it be active and productive or passive and wasted? How do you choose to use such a time? Is it going to be vibrant and useful or stagnant and wasted? What accomplishments would you be proud of at the end of this interval, regardless of whether it spans weeks, months, or even years? The key is to always choose to make each moment count, to fill it with life. Every moment that we're living is alive. Once it passes, however, it turns into a memory, a spent time. The present is truly a treasure. How can you best use this gift? What productive tasks can you dedicate it to? By constantly choosing to make each moment a living time, you're continuously improving, always moving forward. You're not squandering the precious currency of time. As the wise philosopher Seneca insightfully observed, our life isn't necessarily short, rather we waste much of it. We kill time without realizing that time in return is slowly consuming us. The truth is, we always have the power to make the most of each moment. Often we fail to utilize this power simply because we don't remind ourselves of this vital question. Question 10. Is this reflective of the person I aspire to be? This question probes whether your actions align with the image you have for yourself, the identity you're striving to cultivate. Are you succumbing to your base instincts here, or are you upholding your higher values? Are you opting for an easy way out that compromises your integrity? Consider the wisdom shared by Mark Twain, who suggested, "Always do right." This will gratify some people and astonish the rest. Essentially, he underscores the fact that your actions gradually shape your character, and you'd better ensure it's a character you can be proud of. Whenever you make decisions, you should ask yourself, does this align with my character, my priorities, my values, and my self-proclaimed importance? If the answer is no, you ought to refrain from it. Your conduct in each task, however trivial, mirrors your approach towards everything. Therefore, you need to perpetually pose this question to yourself. Is this reflective of the person I want to be? Each interaction, regardless of its scale, is significant as it cumulatively contributes to shaping your identity in a way nothing else can. Question 11. Typically, we question, what is the purpose of life? The final question is inspired by wisdom derived from Ralph Waldo Emerson, a notable philosopher and essayist. Emerson once said, "Life is a journey, not a destination," and this idea resonates strongly with what we're about to explore. However, Emerson's insight prompts us to flip the perspective. It is life that continually questions us, seeking meaning from our responses and our actions. It's through our choices, decisions, and the characters we decide to embody that we create meaning in our lives. These are the type of questions that if you ask yourself frequently enough, you will provide, in Emerson's words, the kinds of answers that lead you towards the person you're destined to become. Thank you for watching, and I sincerely hope this content serves as a valuable tool to enhance your life and continue your personal growth. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe to stay updated with our latest content. Remember, I appreciate each and every one of you. Until next time, take care and peace out.